Alright, so I'm not super fond of doing things like this, but I've been getting encouragement from friends and family to start documenting some of the stuff I work on. So I'm sure by now most of the people that are in the RSX community have seen these before or are familiar with having climate control linkages break. This is my first attempt at fixing that. I mean, I actually ended up starting to sell these. I've got a little bucket of them over here. So my first initial design was very close to the OEM. I didn't like how it would come out 3D printed because you have to inevitably set it in a position where it's propped up off the table, which creates these things called supports. And then you get support scarring and you get these ugly lines. To make it a little bit smoother, I shaved off the bottom. I had no idea what this little ring was for, but I saw it being useless. And I just kind of smoothed out the design overall, and it came out a lot nicer, and it still works perfectly fine. Probably better than stock. And now we're here. I'm doing mirrors. Among other things, I have a bunch of other stuff, but just what's in front of me, I have these are mirror deletes. So this is just a gasket. I actually have a plate that fits inside of here perfectly, and it basically covers off where the factory mirror would go. And that's seems pretty useless, but it's really functional for guys that do drag racing that have no need for mirrors. That market's pretty small. It's not really for me, but I saw an opportunity to expand that into some custom mirrors. So these right here I found on Facebook Marketplace for $100. These are APR aftermarket carbon fiber mirrors for a Miata, but when you're designing your own things and 3D printing whatever you want, it really doesn't matter what it's for. It's not that hard for me to just put mounting points and put this on where the plate would be. So that is my next project. Initially, I think my plan is to restore these. That's why I'm taking them apart. They're in pretty rough shape, and the carbon fiber's faded. I believe if there's a will, there's a way. I'm pretty sure I can look up some videos, and I'm sure I can fix these up and make them look at least a little bit better. They don't have to be perfect because I do track my car, and it's not a show car by any means. But it's a cool place to start. So I think I'll have the mounting points I'll add on here, and I think I might even use this smaller set of holes, and I think these are probably APR specific. And I think what APR most likely does on every vehicle they make these for, they probably have this as their standard, and then they make it an adapter for whatever vehicle it's going on to. That's just my assumption. So I'm gonna kind of pursue this and look at making my own mirrors. I'm actually surprised at how easy these are, like how simplistic they are. I expected to have like a ball joint on the inside to move the mirror inside the housing, but they actually have it on the outside, so you can adjust your mirror from the outside here, which is pretty tough actually. So that might be something to consider with this, to make sure this doesn't break. I'll figure that all out. It's not going to be rocket science. But I think the hardest part is going to be sourcing the actual lenses themselves. These are actually pretty nice looking lenses. I like that they're etched. I don't have a laser etch or anything like that, so I don't know. I'm going to work on getting these on my car first and then go from there.